rebuilding. The catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40 who focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, do you wear shirts? I know I do sometimes. In fact, most stores want you to wear one. How many times have we been caught going into a store to buy a TV and we don't have a fucking shirt on? Right? It's embarrassing, I know. Well, listen, I have a solution for you guys. As you may or may not know, I also own a brand called Hostile Gear, and we sell t-shirts. So to avoid that embarrassing, I'm at Best Buy, Future Shop, The Bay. I don't even know if The Bay is still around, or Sears. One of them's gone. And you get out of your car and you don't have a shirt. Let's avoid that. Head on over to hostilegear.com, use the promo code SILVERBACK, and get 20% off a cool t-shirt, a hoodie, some other cool stuff that we sell. Helps support the show, keep me rolling in the pennies, and at the same time, avoid that embarrassing I forgot my shirt scenario. And let's head on into episode 31. Today I want to talk about the framework for getting started. So obviously, as this is a show primarily for guys over 40, and we're looking to do the rebuilding, we need to look at how we're going to get started, where should we get started, and what makes the most sense overall. The big thing I always want guys to start doing is obviously start walking, start moving more and stuff. It's all about getting active, but not overwhelming yourself. So one of the things, and this is what I'm doing currently, is I'm making sure that I do at least a walk or a steady state activity. So steady state is walking on the treadmill, pedaling on the bike, scale of exertion from 1 to 10, 1 being right now, 10 being you've passed out, a 5, maybe a 6. Something you could do for an hour and a half if you didn't get bored shitless doing it, right? So for me, if I'm at the gym, I'll hit a 20-minute bike. Some days I'll upright bike. Some days I'll recumbent bike. Believe it or not, the recumbent bike's a lot tougher on your legs than you realize. It's, easier on your back bullshit, but, you're kind of supporting the weight of your legs in that horizontal position. So I find that the inner thigh and quads and a bit of the groin gets a little bit of an extra workout there. So my groin is bulging from all the recumbent bike work that I'm doing. If it's nice out, I like to get a good 20 to 40 minute walk for sure. But just get that blood flow, get those things happening. So if we're getting started and we're tired, we're beat up, we're overweight, we're out of shape, that steady state, the walking, the mild cardio like that is the best way to get started overall. And then what I like about it is that when you start getting into more intense workouts, doing that every day as well, maintaining that steady state will actually help you recover faster from the workout. So, beginning the summer, I started bodybuilding-ish workouts where I was hitting the gym 4 or 5 times a week, doing high sets, high reps, breaking it down, the traditional back and biceps, chest, shoulder, triceps, that kind of thing. Started really easy at first, 2 or 3 sets of 8, 10, built into it. I did, no use in my opinion being overly sore for no reason. So that's what I'd recommend. You guys start with 3 sets of 10. And then, when you can do that and you don't feel too devastated next couple of days, ramp that up to 12s and 15 reps, then add sets. So ideally, I like a lot of 5 sets of 8 to 20 reps, just to get that blood pump going, get that muscle pump going, break down some muscle tissue. But it's obviously when you're doing that higher rep stuff, you're not going to go as heavy. So it's a little easier on the joints and that kind of thing, especially when you're rebuilding, right, guys? When you're getting back at it. So a cool routine might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday weights. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, steady state, the walking, the biking, the light stuff. Again, keep the metabolic rate shifting upward, especially when we're starting. Just basically, taking a lap around the house will get your heart rate up because you haven't done that. But there will become a point in time where that's not enough for the cardio, but it's also still good to keep the blood flow and the recovery going. So there's a lot of value to that overall. Winter's coming. We're doing this podcast, recording it sometime in September. So up here in Canada, come November, we could have snow or December. It's not so nice to get out there. So, if you're not as avid as an outdoor runner or walker, that treadmill, that bike is going to come in pretty damn handy. So, at the gym, I have all kinds of equipment to use there, lots of bikes and stuff like that. But before I had the cardio set up in the new gym, I actually had an upright bike here in my office. And I would often just come down when I start my morning, pedal for 20 minutes while I watch a few videos on YouTube, get that old mindset thing going, check some emails and that kind of thing. And next thing you know, the 20 minutes is done. I started on at level 1. In fact, when I started, I didn't even have it fired up. It was at 0 because I just, was starting from scratch basically on that stuff. Now I pedal at level 3, level 4. By the end of the 20 minutes, I'm warm. I'm sweating a little bit, but I'm not out of breath or anything like that. And that's really what I'm looking for. Get the body moving, get the blood flowing. When the blood starts to flow, it'll go into the areas of the body that's damaged from the previous couple of workouts, get rid of a lot of the junk that's in there. Bring in oxygen, nutrition, nutrients and stuff to start feeding and repairing. And, as we get older, guys, there's a lot of instances where there's, these cardiovascular diseases because of poor circulation and that kind of stuff. And it's really simple to solve. You just got to fucking move, right? And that's really the magic. It'll bring your sugar levels down because it's activity, not as much as, intense weight training will, but it'll still bring your blood sugar levels down, which will help you with anything if you're starting to become pre-diabetic. Movement's where it's at, right? So, if you start off with that 20-minute cardio workouts, 20-minute weight workouts or body weight workouts and start building into that. And again, like I always say, focus on that 30 days, hit 7 out of 7 days, do it for 4 weeks, get the 30 days, weigh yourself before and after, take a before and after photo. The more you jump into it, the more you, surround yourself with, reminders and accountability tools, the better you're going to do on it, right? And guys, 5, 10, 15 pounds, especially if we're really overweight and we haven't done much, it doesn't take a lot of activity, right? Then after that 30 days, as we've spoken before, you start to eat a little bit better and you start to take, advantage of the momentum you've created, feeling better, because in 30 days, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to move a lot better. Your brain's going to work a lot better. A lot of that fog is going to start to lift, right? I recommend trying to get this done as early as possible in the morning because the only big reason for me is come the evening, we get so busy with everything else we're involved in, family, kids, activities, whatever, that we forget about it. Next thing you know, I love it. It's 9 o'clock. I'm too tired to do a workout, but we'll stay up till 2 a.m. watching TV. Right. So again, that's some bullshit right there. So to avoid all that scenarios and don't put yourself in that, situation where you're going to have to choose or you forget about it, hit it up first thing in the morning. So if you get up at 7, do it at 7. If you get up at 5:30, get it done at 5:30. Once it's out of the way, you're going to feel a ton better. And then your mindset is improved for the day. So you're going to want to do more. You're going to want to, park a little further away, take the stairs, right? It starts from that point overall. But that's really the framework I want guys to work with is think of resistance training 3 days a week. And then at first, do the steady state, the easy cardio on the other 3 to 4 days to start until eventually you get that first 30 days. And then by then, hit that steady state cardio every day. And then, you'll start ramping up your resistance training. I'm a big fan of weight training, kettlebell training, body weight training, whatever you have easy access to. That's what I want you to start with. Right? We own a gym. We have hostile conditioning, the hangar. It's a great facility. I want everyone to fucking train there. But at the end of the day, if it's going to be a big leap for you to go from couch surfing to hitting the gym, then start with the walks, right? I mean, that's really what's important. Don't make such a big hurdle in front of yourself. Oh, I have to wait till the end of the month when I can afford to join the gym. Fuck you. You can get outside and walk right now. It's still really nice out, right? You must have something laying around. There's garage sales all over the place and stuff. You can find something, right? And it's not about you have to go invest $1,000 to get started. I think if you start small, build out on that framework, and then you see the momentum going, now you're ready to invest. You're ready to invest in a home gym or a piece of equipment or a great, a membership at a great gym or whatever. You're going to take better advantage of it overall because you're set up and you're moving. So to me, limit as many of the excuses not to get started as possible, and then just get out there like we've talked about earlier. Take action. As soon as you think about it, do it. Set that alarm 15 minutes earlier and just get up, all right? Go outside. So calming in the morning when there's nothing going on. Now that we're back to school, schedules are smoother. It's a little easier. It's less chaotic. This is a time, if you haven't started back, to do so. Or if you have, fallen off the wagon, fire it back up, get on top of it, and get the activity going, right? So again, simple, guys, 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week for the cardio, 3 times a week for the weights to get started. Load up a great podcast and listen to it while you do this, or music or whatever. Other than that, though, don't have your phone sitting around so you're checking your Facebook and your Snapchat 1,000 times, because that's going to take away from your focus. Have it there so you can play some YouTube video, or I guess at a podcast, or some music, so you've got something to help with the mind. But at the end of the day, put that thing off to the side. Don't let it be a nuisance, and don't let it be a distraction. And set that 20 minutes aside for yourself. Schedule it in. If you don't schedule it in, it's not going to happen on a regular basis, right? And if you do this, it's going to make a huge difference. And later on, we're going to talk about some basics to start changing in your nutrition, tracking and stuff. And that's the other thing, we've talked about before. Get yourself a journal, rummage around your office at work or at home and stuff. There's got to be a notepad or a notebook that you haven't been using and stuff, or you started a journal. Pull that bad boy back out. Pull it out right now. Write down today's date and, a goal that you're going to get done for today, and then build on that overall. So again, guys, start simple, remove the hurdles, and then get going. This is Curd Haas from the Silverback Blueprint Podcast. I had to think about that for a second. We haven't podcasted in a while, so I'm like, whoa, what's going on? But no one noticed, obviously. And if you like what you're hearing, guys, head over to iTunes, subscribe if you haven't. If you just found us because you were just sitting besides a derelict in the bus station and you had nothing to do, and you just happened across the podcast, I think that's fantastic. Go and subscribe, because you might not always be in that bus stop. At the same time, leave us a review. 5-star review helps us, makes us famous on iTunes, or at least they won't kick us off. And I'll talk to you guys later.